Welcome to Where Are They Now, where we reach into the archives of Lenape, Shawnee, Cherokee, and Seneca high schools and invite selected alumni to share their memories and fill us in on their career paths after commencement. Since Lenape's first graduating class in 1961, Shawnee's in 1972, Cherokee's in 1978, and Seneca's in 2005. Over 77,000 individuals have received diplomas from these four schools. Join us now for another Lenape District alumni interview on Where Are They Now? Hello and welcome to another edition of Where Are They Now? I'm Mark Sonsini, a 1996 graduate of Cherokee High School, and today we'll be talking with a Lenape alumnus from the class of 2010. She's the Director of Business Development for Target Building Construction, residing in Marlton, New Jersey. I'd like to welcome Brianna Pinckney to the show. Brianna, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here today. I'm excited to hear about your career since your time at Lenape.
Of course.
But first, let's go back to your time at Lenape a little bit. You grew up in Mount Laurel.
I did. Yeah, really enjoyed it. My parents still live in our childhood home.
Okay.
So great memories of this area.
Very nice. And you had siblings at Lenape as well?
I did. I had a younger brother, Raymond, who did all the same classes, schooling. He was 3 years younger, so it was always good to have that good, companion growing up.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And while at Lenape, you did a little bit of everything as far as activities go. Academically, you were in National Honor Society. You did community service with the Interact Club.
Yes.
And you were involved in athletics with the basketball team. Tell us about those.
Yeah, I tried to stay busy. Getting into the National Honor Society was a personal goal. I knew I wanted to do well in school. And then with that, I obviously developed my natural love of volunteering and community service work.
Sure.
So that was just a great opportunity. Basketball was a huge part of my life growing up. So I played freshman and sophomore years, loved it. I had some great friends, great memories traveling. Kept you in shape, was a good way just to interact and have a good time.
Sure. You were also involved, you did some writing with the Smoke Signal here at Lenape, and then music, you were in the concert band.
I did. Definitely enjoyed writing. I loved interviewing. I had a couple interviews with some of the staff, and it was just a good time just to kind of express how you're feeling. And got a great comments from the colleagues that would read a couple of the articles. And then clarinet. I'd played the clarinet probably since I was about 10.
Okay.
So to have a year in the concert band was just really exciting.
Yeah.
Hard work, and it definitely paid off.
Sure. Awesome. Let's talk about a couple of the teachers that had an impact on you here.
Yes.
One was Stephanie DeVello in the business department, and then Nicole Gapehart in chemistry. Tell me about the impact they had on you.
Yes. Miss Novello had a huge impact on me. I took her classes 3 out of the 4 years I was here, structured around business and computer, and it was great because I definitely attest all of my typing skills, any type of technology skills that I have, I attribute to her. And she just let you know that you can have fun while also having a structured program. Really excited that I got to see her when I walked in here today.
Good.
We had a moment to catch up, so it was good to see that she's doing well.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed all the experiences that I had in her class.
Terrific.
And then for Miss Gapehart, another powerful woman in the STEM field, she made chemistry fun. I always looked forward to going to her class. She had great activities and games. And since I wanted to focus in a STEM field, focusing in a business or STEM class made sense. And they were great examples just to be role models as I was going through high school.
Sure. That's awesome. Let's talk about some of the special memories you had here at Lenape.
Sure.
Your senior trip to Disney is always a highlight for everybody.
Yes, amazing time. Great weather, great rides, the food was great. We had custom t-shirts. We called ourselves Class of Dimes for 2010.
Nice.
It was just a great memory, great time.
It's a great time, so for a lot of kids, that's the first time you're kind of out and doing your own thing.
We were
and so
free.
far away from home.
Yeah, you were free. It was, before you go to college, and they gave us great freedom. They trusted us with a lot, and all the parks, and the time was just a great memory.
And then music on Fridays, music in the hallways between classes.
Yeah, and that was great because you could put a request in, and then you might just randomly hear it while you're walking through the class. So that was just a great way to end the week.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then college commitment time was a big memory for you.
Big memory. A lot of support here at Lenape. Lenape, so definitely appreciated that. And I think the great thing was they wanted to honor all the accomplishments. So they would post everyone that was going to a school, your name and your school throughout the hallway. And it was so great to see where all your friends were going, and just a good memory for you to acknowledge, like, I did it. I did the 4 years. It led to something, and to visually see that was just really satisfying.
Yeah, proud moment.
Yes,
very cool.
Definitely.
I don't know if you remember your quote from the yearbook, but it was, "Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it, because what the world needs is people who have come alive." That was Howard Thurman.
Wow, I must have had a really deep moment as
That's
a
pretty
senior.
good.
I'm proud of myself for thinking of that back then. I definitely did not remember that, but and obviously it lasted well.
Yeah, that served you well. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so after graduation, you head to the University of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
The Swanson School of Engineering. Did you know you wanted to go into engineering when you went there?
I did.
What drew you to Pittsburgh?
I did. I would say by the time I was a sophomore, I had a really high liking for science and math.
Okay.
And my parents, and I did some research, and engineering was a great fit. So I strategically picked that school. Civil engineering specifically because I like working with people. I like solving everyday problems. I liked working with infrastructure. And Pitt had a great program. Wanted to get a little way far from home, but not too far if I wanted to come back. Both my parents are Pitt alum. So I grew up a lot hearing about the campus and wearing my little Pitt pen.
Very nice.
And it was just a great experience. I had a lot of opportunities there, a lot of social activities there, and it was probably the best decision I could have made.
Awesome. And you were on the executive board for the the collegiate chapter of the National Society of Black Engineers.
Yes. So linking back to my connection at the National Honor Society when I was here at Lenape, my drive and connection to community service and serving others lended well. We call it NSBE for short.
Okay.
It's really meant to expose and encourage minorities to go into STEM fields, and with that, there's a huge part of community service. So to serve on that collegiate board throughout my time at Pitt was huge. I then transitioned, and then I'm also on the Philadelphia Alumni Professionals chapter for NSBE as well. So just a continuous stride, and it definitely started here at Lenape.
That's great. Also at Pitt, you were on the STEP team.
Yes. It was a Christian-based STEP team called Anointed Steps to Faith. I had never been on a STEP team before.
Had you danced or anything before?
I had danced throughout my years, but stepping was just a little more technical. But I had great friends and great mentors that helped me get through it. And I did that for about 3 years. Great time. A little terrifying the first time to perform on stage, but I had all of my friends, kind of embarrassing, in the front row with a sign that spelled out my name.
Nice.
So to have the support, to have the support was very nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then you did the Excel program at Pitt as well. Tell me what that is.
Yes. So Pitt Excel is a program that really supports minorities going into engineering.
Okay.
It's a whole program really devoted to sponsorship, mentoring. There's a bunch of training and tutoring, just because some of the students that do go into that may feel a little outnumbered or out of place, especially at a huge school like Pitt. So to be part of that program, to eventually be a mentor, to welcome in the next classes coming underneath me, was just everlasting. Huge impact.
Great.
Yeah.
And your civil and environmental engineering degree, you had a concentration in construction, right?
Yes, I did. At Pitt, you had a plethora of options. As I hit halfway through my sophomore year, I realized that construction was the best path.
Okay.
I'm always interested in buildings and infrastructure. When I was a kid, we would cross the Benjamin Franklin Bridge to go to my dance class.
Yeah.
And I would always ask, how is this standing up?
Right.
What is underneath it? How strong is it? How often do they have to fix it? Neither
all the
of my
time,
parents.
It seems like.
Right, that's true. That's
if you travel
true.
across there.
That's true. They're always doing some type of maintenance. Neither of my parents are engineers, so they couldn't answer the questions.
Right.
So you better go to Google. You start asking some questions, and that's what really sparked my interest in going into construction.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you graduate from Pitt, and then your first job in the field is as a field engineer.
Yes.
At Michael Baker International, and you're overseeing projects in the area, Harrisburg,
Yes.
Pennsylvania.
Correct.
So tell me what kind of work you were doing.
So a lot of that work was road and bridges and train station maintenance,
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty cool. We were working with PennDOT, so a lot of like government officials were involved. I understood how budgets were going through, and I would just oversee the safety and then the day-to-day procedures of the material that be coming onto site, and then the scheduling to make sure that things were getting done on time.
Okay. So is that
Yeah.
mainly a job where you're on site, where?
I was on site. I had boots, hard hat,
Okay.
the bright fluorescent vest for
Vest,
safety reasons. Yep, you're outside, summer, winter, rain, shine.
Yeah, you gotta be
you're out
prepared
there.
for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an adjustment.
Yeah.
Definitely an adjustment.
And you
Yeah.
worked on some pretty well-known projects. You had some hospital renovations. You worked on the building headquarters for Subaru, correct?
Yep. I then transitioned to Turner Construction.
Okay.
In the Philadelphia office. I was slowly making my way back home, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg,
Right.
Philly. And yeah, Turner was just an absolute experience, right? With their renowned resources and the projects they had, working with Subaru and Camden, a lot of the healthcare facilities in the area. Really got to sharpen my skills in communication tactics for understanding how to monitor projects over a long period of time.
Okay. And at Turner, you're more in the pre-construction department,
Yes.
correct? So, and you were an estimating
I was.
engineer, so tell us what that
was.
involves.
Yeah, so I wanted to understand how to read drawings better.
Okay.
I thought going into civil engineering, they would teach you how to read plans and
Yeah.
drawings.
Not
No,
so much.
that didn't happen there. So I realized in order to be a better communicator and project leader, I wanted to go into estimating, where throughout my time I had over 50 set of drawings that I was able to read, understand, read what all the symbols meant. There's a bunch of little acronyms on there that you have no idea what it means until you dig into it. So I was curious, and that was just a great opportunity just to learn more and be a better communicator.
And we say estimating engineer, are you estimating costs for projects, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm looking at drawings. I'm putting a cost to the material, flooring, the glass, furniture, and then I'm also scheduling it with the subcontractors, so that when it's coming on site, that I don't have everything all at once. If I need the steel first, then I need
Right.
partitions for the walls, and then I'll put the floors in. All of that has to be timed out so that you don't have just a bunch of material clogging up all the space on the site.
And this is more of like an office setting,
Yep, that
rather
was
than on site?
I traded in my boots and my hard hat for a more professional setting. And then every once in a while, once a project would get kicked off, I would go and visit the team just to physically see what was happening.
Sure.
I had spent months seeing it all on paper or
Right.
on the computer, so it was good to see it in person and see that all the number crunching, all the conversations led to a physical product.
And is there sometimes you come across issues when you get
Oh,
there?
of
Like,
course.
this is not what's supposed to be happening?
Oh, of course. Sometimes with the drawings and architects, they envision it one way. And then for a construction manager, my job is to ensure that it can actually happen. So sometimes the length of like glass could be shorter or longer than what's realized. So
Okay.
when you're on site and you're physically trying to, weld the pieces together, there's probably an issue with sizing.
Yeah.
But you build money into that called contingency, and then we'll usually work through that. It happens, but it's always interesting to be like, okay, I know what to do better next time.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that doesn't happen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while at Turner in 2018, you won a staff award. Tell me what that was for.
Big surprise. Big surprise. I was pretty early on in my career at Turner, and the staff award just really showed their appreciation for the hard work that I was doing as a team member, and then also the community service aspect that I was bringing towards the company. So that was a huge, huge accomplishment.
What kind of community service were you doing at the time?
So a lot of that was based around youth mentorship.
Okay.
So I would go to local colleges, Drexel, Temple, Villanova, and really encourage students to go into engineering fields, right? Focus in construction, engineering, architecture, share my story, and then be a mentor as they go through the process of going from a college student to a professional.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so as an estimating engineer, you're sort of transitioning to your next job opportunity, more
Yes.
of the project development side.
Yes.
Or project management and development side, excuse me. And that's at your current location at Target Building Construction.
Yes, yes. Towards my end of my years at Turner, I was tapped to go into business development, which was just this big, like, black hole. I didn't really know what that meant. The previous roles I had were pretty concrete. But it's really client growth. It's client development. It's building business for the company that you're at. Currently, I'm the director of business development at Target Building. So my job is to make sure we have great projects coming through. I make sure that the current clients that we have, they're satisfied with our work. And if there is an issue with safety, timing, personnel, I can help, mend that gap. And then I'm also looking for new clients, always looking for growth, new opportunities, just to make sure that all of our experiences and our skilled staff have as many options to keep building in the Philadelphia area as possible.
And I guess your experience in your other positions that you had previously kind of help you know what can be done, what it's going to cost, and I imagine that helps you in a lot of different ways.
It does, because when talking with clients, a lot of them are of the more executive C-suite level, right? And a lot of them do have construction backgrounds themselves, so I can quickly understand what that need is. Is it a scheduling need? Is it a cost need? Is it a location need? What type of project are you looking for? So it's almost like I was meant to be in this position. All the roles that I had leading up to it, it's a great combination of everything I've learned so far.
And you do a lot of, I guess, going out to visit clients. And
we're on the golf course, a lot of happy hours. There's a lot of social perks that go to it, because it's conversation. It's a lot of sales pitch. I'm working.
That's right.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So just a lot of great opportunities just to engage with clients, and they want to make sure they get out of their office too. They're interested in understanding how different companies work, so we try to do that in fun, social ways.
And what's the best or your favorite part of this stage of your career?
I think it's really just understanding how I can combine all aspects of who I am. I'm naturally a bubbly, outgoing person. I do love engaging in conversation. So to have a career where I was able to turn that into a true profession and then use all the technical skills I had, it's perfect. It's almost like should I be getting paid to do this? Is this really a career? But I love it. It's a great combination. I'm using both sides of my brain at all times. So it comes somewhat naturally to me, and I'm just very excited and very proud to be part of all the projects that I've been part of.
Now, how was it that earlier on in your career? I guess it wasn't as much of the fun interaction and stuff like that. So was that something you were kind of yearning for, or were you just were satisfied with what you were doing at the time?
Yeah, they say once you come out of college, you have to put your time in, and you have to do the grunt work. And trust me, I did it. I'm outside in the elements. I have dirty boots on. It's raining, it's snowing. I'm out there trying to control what's going on. So I think I definitely did my time. And
But you enjoyed it at the time?
I enjoyed it because I was learning. I spent a lot of time talking to all the subcontractors and understanding what they did and to have respect for what they're doing. So I take that in consideration when I'm planning a project, when I'm working with clients. I'm working all the way down. Every level is important, and I understand that because I've been on the bottom. So I respect everyone's role, and I think that just makes the conversations that I have even more genuine.
Very nice. Let's talk about your family life a little bit away from work. You're married to your husband, Shamori, in 2023, right?
Yes,
how did you guys meet?
Yes. So we met on Hinge, right? Very, very classic millennial meeting.
Right.
And it was pretty much love at first sight. We connected quickly right before the pandemic. So we thought, if we can make it through the pandemic, we can pretty much make it through anything. And that's really where we are now. I'm glad he's here supporting me here today. So it's always exciting.
Yeah, he's your #1 fan, so that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have a dog named Prime.
We do.
So tell me, that's a cool name. Where did that come from?
So my husband's favorite collegiate football team is the Colorado Buffs. Big fans of Deion Sanders. And his professional nickname, you got it, Prime Time. And it works. We have the Colorado Buffs collar on him, and I think Prime is it's a very cute and active name. He's a very active dog, so it works well.
It fits.
Yeah,
nice.
It definitely does.
And then let's talk about some of your interests outside of work, and there's some overlap there. You mentioned, your mentoring and minority youth in STEM with some of the local colleges that you do work with.
Yes.
You're also volunteering at CHOP and Virtual Health, Cradles to Crayons, and MANA. Tell me about those.
Yeah, so a good portion of my job does involve getting the community involved with what we do, and that's a great internal passion of mine. So connecting with local and national organizations that have an impact in our specific area is something that I'm naturally going to be forwarded, to do.
Sure.
And that's just a great use of time. I get family involved. My mom comes out and helps sometimes, and then obviously, I get my professional team to jump in as well.
And what types of things are you doing?
Soup kitchens. We're donating clothes. We're sorting different food items to go to different food pantries.
Okay.
Hospitals will be candy stripers. We're going around with snack carts.
Nice.
Food approved by the hospital, and just providing joy and cheer to people that are not having the best of times.
That's great that you're giving back like that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're a self-described foodie.
I am.
What's your favorite food or your favorite thing?
And I think I have to 100% give full homage to my husband, who's Jamaican.
Okay.
Right? So any Jamaican food, I'm your girl. The flavor, I love a good jerk chicken. I love oxtail, plantain, callaloo, anything flavorful and soulful. I'm here to try. We try as many different Caribbean spots in the area as we can.
Cool.
If you name it, we've probably Uber Eats it at one time.
Now, do you guys try and cook at home, or
he's the better cook?
He's the chef. Okay.
He's definitely the better cook. I'm more of the prep. I'll lay it all out, clean the meat, get all the seasonings out, and I just let him go to town.
I'm the same way.
Perfect.
I'd rather prep and then clean it up, because having all of the stuff around annoys me.
Anxiety,
so
right?
I'll let my wife do some of the cooking, and then I'll help with the other stuff.
We're on the same page. Yes.
Okay. You're also into gardening.
Yes.
And travel. You've been to Asia twice. The Caribbean.
Yes.
I assume you've been to Jamaica.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Been to Jamaica a couple times.
And then 25 of the 50 states so far. That's cool.
Yeah.
Which one was has been your favorite so far that you've been to?
I would probably have to say California.
Okay.
I've been there a couple times with friends and family. San Fran, LA, Sacramento. So I've ventured out into that state quite often.
Okay.
I think one of the states recently on our must-see will probably be Arizona.
Okay.
Just to go out there and see all the national parks.
So
we love being outdoors and things like that. So that should be. Hopefully we can get there pretty soon.
That one's next. Okay.
Yeah.
And you had a story of a celebrity encounter. This goes back to your days in college or college, right?
College, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me who you met.
I was home working at Smoothie King.
Okay.
This should be 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
Typical summer job. I'm enjoying it. It's a great opportunity. And there's a black Escalade that pulls in front of the shop. We don't think anything of it. People pull up to do a pickup order all the time. I'm in the back just cleaning things. I get called out to help a customer. It's Donovan McNabb.
Okay.
Casually just wearing a regular t-shirt and jeans, hood on, glasses, and he's like, "Hi, I'm here to pick up whatever his order was." And my staff and I are like, "Are you Donovan?" He's like, "Yeah." He knew the owner.
Okay.
He knew the owner of the store, and he would periodically pop in and out. But this is the first time we saw him.
Yeah.
And we were just starstruck. He was like, "Yep, I'm Donovan. Nice to meet you. What's your name?" And we're like, "I don't know what my name is." "How are you?" Shook our hands. Made sure his smoothie was as perfect as possible.
Yeah.
He took photos with people, and then we were
nice.
he's just casually.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a normal person. He drinks smoothies too,
Sure.
obviously.
He likes a good smoothie like the rest of us.
And he obviously lives in the area, so that was a really great moment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that he was nice. Sometimes those celebrity encounters don't go so well, and you get a little disappointed. So
I think the fact that we were just so starstruck, we didn't even bother him with much. We just were just frozen, just amazed, because he's a pretty big guy and just very calm. Just wanted to pick up his smoothie and say hi to the owner. He was in the back.
And he was in the limelight at that time, so
Yep, still very famous. It was easy to recognize him. And he didn't try to do a disguise. He was just trying to be a normal person.
Just wanted a smoothie.
Picking up his snack for the day.
Very neat.
Yeah.
So what plans on the horizon? Career, personal, anything? What do you?
So
thinking?
we are very settled in our beautiful house in Marlton. Kids are definitely on the horizon. So excited to expand our family.
Great.
And I think we're just really comfortable with where we are. Picked a great area. So after kids, keep pursuing, keep being, aggressive in what we want to do. But so far, life is just really great, really blessed for everything that we have so far.
That's terrific. I'm glad you're enjoying everything.
Definitely.
Well, congratulations on a successful career so far
you.
since your time at Lenape.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best in the future. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all for this episode of Where Are They Now? For other Lenape District alumnus interviews, check us out online at youtube.com/Lenape District TV. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.